Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, happy Friday. Wherever, of course, you are tuning in from the world, here we are. Oh my goodness, I am having a little trouble shaking off the cobwebs this morning. I still feel like I'm in waking up mode, and maybe that's a bit to do with this, of course, the energies that we're going to be experiencing with this new moon. Anyway, it was kind of it was a weird restless night for me, and yeah, I'm just still finding my groove with the day. I'm only on my first cup of coffee. Maybe that has something to do with it too. Anyway, here we go. We have a really big, beautiful energy that is swooping in for us, of course, over this next week, which is really bringing forward a deeper connection to the unseen world, and of course, really moving through this emotional body of ours. So even though we are looking at this as being a new moon, which is all about time of manifestation and new beginning, which it is all about that, it's also in a water sign, and it's going to be pulling up. It might be a very tearful new moon that we've ever experienced. So it really, it's beautiful when we look at how the harmony of what is being created for us in our lives within our own personal self, as well as in relativity to our connection to the non-physical world. So it's really beautiful in what is taking place now. We are really moving through, I mean, this is a real big positive shift forward for us. And this is what's so beautiful, is that everything that we're looking to create, everything we're looking to bring into our world, the projects, our dreams, the things that we are looking to engage more in. So even our spiritual practices, enhancing this connection to the non-physical world, all of this is really becoming possible. And as of really today, I mean, from an astrological perspective, Mercury is conjunct Neptune, and so Mercury, of course, being the mind, where it's going to really heighten what is our communication. Mercury rules communication, and Neptune, of course, being the planet of our woo woo. It's the dream. It's the the expansion of things, and of course, being in Pisces, the most what would be psychic of all of the astrological signs. So it's really this beautiful accumulation that is just really bringing in this great big heap of creative inspiration. Our imaginations are heightened. Our connection to the non-physical world and communication is like skyrocketing. So it really is. It's beautiful. It's really kind of this dream. This dream enhanced energy, but with the influences this week, is really going to help us to feel more directed, more focused, more clear about how we're feeling, but more clear in terms of the things that we're looking to manifest, the things we're looking to create, the things, what is our purpose? What are we doing? What is it I want to do? It's just really this planetary combination really kind of helps us to hone in on things a little bit more. Now, with this energy, because it is we're experiencing all of this water, this Piscean, especially the influences of the new moon, which are gonna be big and impactful for us this week. Everything's here as well. Again, it's not unusual to feel weepy, to feel irritable, to maybe even question whether you're feeling depressed or whatever it is. It's a part of it, because again, our emotional body, anything that being held within the emotional body, anything that is happening in the world around us, is going to trigger some form of emotional response. And so when we are sensitive to begin with, it's going to make us feel like we're extra sensitive. As empaths, we're extra sensitive to the world around us. But through this phase, and through this weekend and into next week, we're going to feel more sensitive to the emotions of others. So this is, again, Pisces is all about compassion. It leaves energy for us to have a sense of a connection to other people. It's allowing us to check into our emotions. It's allowing us to really move through some of the things that might be clogging or in the preventative nature of the within the filter with our communication to the other side. But even in our general communication, like I said, there's this influence from Mercury, which is really creating this communication, how we're communicating with people in our lives, the world around us. It's gonna invite us to dive deep into things, to dive deep into our conversations, to dive deep into what's inside of us, but and really looking to experience. I mean, again, not only the heightened emotions, but it's going to stir some things up in terms of some of our passions, of some of the things that we're wanting to do, things maybe that we have been putting off, procrastinating, that kind of thing. So it's going to stir things up for us, but it's really important. I mean, it's everything is coming up because the passions to our living our life. So when we look at passion, we can also understand, the invitations to fall in love with our life, to really become co-creative counterparts, with the universe in our life. So everything continues to be these invitations that are really helping us to define in terms of what would define where it is we want to go. Like it's igniting a sense of purpose. It's directing us to saying, what do you want to be, do, and have? How are you experiencing your life? What are your biggest dreams and aspirations? Well, at the same time, it's going to be helping us to really cleanse or release what are some of the past aspects of the emotional container that is maybe preventing us from moving forward on our path. So, in essence, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy that's really helping us to liberate. We become, it's like freeing of the past so that we can embrace and open up to the future at the same time. So, there's really, the autonomy of our life, which is a big piece of this as well. So, it's really beautiful, as I said, in terms of what's happening. It's helping us to transcend and to move beyond versions of ourselves where we maybe were held in limitation, in criticism, in not enoughness, in being stuck, or even what I want to say in limitation, even in terms of our communication with the non-physical world. So, there is a massive, I'm going to say, awakening of the senses that is taking place through this energy as well. So it's helping us to connect with others. It's helping us to, connect with other people, but it's helping us to connect with the other side. So there is this is really, an important time where we are tuning into our guidance. We're tuning into what it is that is going to support our highest and greatest good. But more importantly, becoming aligned with our truest self so that we're able to overcome anything that comes up. Because again, where there is manifestation, there is growth. And with growth, that means there's always some form of challenge that comes to the table, and how it is that we respond to any challenge is where our evolution is sparked from. So again, any constructs that have been holding us back, anything that is we've been maybe swimming against the stream on something, again, we're going to be coming into more flow and more certainty. It's important here to, when we look at, as I said, not only connecting with the non-physical world, with our guides, with our angels, but also, to our hearts before we rush into anything. It's the invitation to listen, to become still, before we make, any of the what would be the important decisions in our life. And so this moon is really helping us to jump start and to move, into bigger expressions, more potentials. It's about the invitations of helping us to envision what would be our wildest dreams into reality. But it's also, and it's inspiring, of course, our imagination. It's inspiring our desires and what it is we want most out of life. And it's also inviting us to be quiet and to be still and to be gentle and to find a sense of calm in the middle of all of everything that we have going on. So it really, as I said, it's so so beautiful. Now, this energy also invites us not only in terms of invitations to create, which means we're going to be feeling, because when we think about the emotions, the spark in the emotion, there, I'm going to say the invitation for extra attention to the sacral chakra or to the hara. Those, of course, that have been level 2, you understand and know the hara. And so, looking here in terms of balancing and regulating, of course, all of our energy centers is such an important factor, but especially anything we can do within the sacral chakra. The sacral is the seat of our emotional body, it's where our emotions are. It is also the seat of our creativity. And so, here again, if you're feeling like you're uninspired, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you can't dream of anything, if you're not really even in touch with how you feel about your life or how you feel about, what, when you think about getting into our heart and, what does the heart's desire? And if you're like, I don't have anything there, I'm really not sure what that is. It's about invitation is to get into the sacral, because this energy is igniting our passions, and the sweetness of life comes from the sacral energy center. So anything you can do to balance and to be in that energy center is going to be very fruitful. It's going to be very beneficial and really help for you to not only ignite imagination, but also to really come into, to step, I want to say, really out of the mind and into the body, so that you can feel your way through the energies, and feel your way through what is right, best, and true for you. So, when we look at, you think again here, and this is where I always say, we want to go to the root of things, where we think of the heart in terms of our desires and knowing what we truly want and desire, but we're not feeling it. We need to go down deep. We need to go down in the energy centers to unblock the field, so that that energy can rise up. We can think about imagination. We can think about dreaming. We can think about intuition, even the mind's eye. When we think of the third eye, if you're feeling blocked or stilted in any way in that, it's not, creativity is born from the sacral. So you need to move down into the sacral. But again, of course, go into the root, clear up what needs to be cleaned up, so that you have a full experience or full expression of energy rising up through your system. And that's really going to really help you in terms of being able to kind of move through. This is one of the most powerful new moons that ever for the whole year, in terms of our visualization, in terms of what we can envision for our life. So it's really important that we take opportunity to clean up our energy centers, so that they are within a full resonance or vitality of energy in supporting our endeavors going forward. And also, of course, we're cleaning up the emotional body, so that we can not only be more emotionally balanced, but our filter is cleaner, which means we can really tune in and tap into our guides and angels, following the guidance. And it's the invitation always, this is like, let's deepen the spiritual practice. Let's work with these etheric realms to really help us in not only our creative endeavors, but our ability to manifest, because this energy is really potent and really powerful for our manifestation. And now, of course, that's not just tomorrow. We've been in this, of course, that 3 days before, and sometimes a little bit more, and the 3 days after. So we really have this beautiful opportunity over the weekend to really explore what it is that we're looking to, be, do, and have. But more importantly, it's a positive time, as I said, to step out of the mind and into the body, into what we're receiving, we're connecting, and we're allowing ourselves to feel through the energies, so that we can be in a place where we can have that ethereal energy really flowing through. Now, we have, of course, as I said, we've got some influences from Neptune, and even as we move into as this month continues, that's really going to really create even more in terms of the creativity and more of this alignment with the non-physical world. So everything that we can do, of course, to support healthy connections, our healthy relationship, etc., is really an important part of it. Now, what's really why this moon is also so powerful is that there are no planets in retrograde right now, which means everything, there's a go light, a go sign a permission being handed out that says, go for it, do it, take action. And so there's nothing that's influencing or creating any challenges at this moment. We're going to see, of course, Mercury is going to begin to go into its shadow phase later on in the month as it goes into retrograde. But right now, we have this beautiful, beautiful opportunity to really take action, for us to really hone in and focus in terms of what it is that we're looking to express into the world. Now, I talked about, of course, the sacral being such an important energy center. What's really interesting here, again, keep in mind, we are looking at heart center, and we're looking at, of course, our inner vision, our creative endeavors, excuse me, our imagination. Here it's already happening, which means that we also need to spend some time on the throat chakra and our high heart. We need to be able to express. So we're looking at communication. So we need to be able to communicate. And communication, of course, it's not only speaking and writing and expressing, but it's also listening. So of course, I'm like a broken record. This is a really great time to really dive into that meditation practice, spend more time in meditation, get, to receive the guidance, create the intentions, but also in cleaning up some of the energies, of course, within the emotional body that have prevented your ability to speak your truth. And for those of you that are a part of the Becoming program, you know that when we're looking at the sacred medicines, truth is one of our sacred medicines. So again, our ability to speak and to be honest and to be clear and to communicate is such an essential piece of it, and also counterbalancing it with our ability to listen, to be able to slow down, to tune in to the world around us through our soul senses, really being able to find and create what is that flow and that harmony between the physical and non-physical world. So the throat, which means you might have a sore throat, you might be clearing your throat a lot, you might have to, gargle a little bit of salt water if it's really becoming annoying for you. But just know that there is a lot of shift and heal. But here again, I invite you down to the root, down into the sacral, so that you're cleaning the energy that is moving through your system. It's also going to help to alleviate what is the congestion and I would say they're telling me congestion. So congestion that in the throat, which also can create congestion in the sinuses, and so that congestion in this area can also create a block within the third eye, right? So we want to make sure we're cleaning out the congestion. The other, again, so the low chakra energy, like the lower aspects of it, are a part of it. Like I know even for myself, last night through the night, like I had a lot of ache and pain in my lower legs, like from my knees to my ankles, where it felt like I just needed to stretch and I needed to, rotate my ankles, and I needed to like it was just sore and achy and almost restless, like what you could say would be like restless leg syndrome, even though that's not what it was, but the restlessness. And so part of that too, it's being stimulated, and it's being stimulated so that, again, at the root, so that we feel safe with the things that are going to be taking place, that we are supported, that our connection, to the earth and our purpose here on earth is being stabilized. And so that's being stabilized. And one of the reasons that, when we look at it, because we're invited to express our truth, to get out, to do this good work, to, take the risk, to manifest the dreams, to go for our greatest dreams and ambitions right now. So again, everything within the legs and the feet, you might be feeling a little bit stiff and sore as well. So the throat as well as the legs and feet. Now the heart, when we look at the heart chakra, of course, as you know, it's such an important thing. We need to look at opening our heart. We need to allow for, that's another one of the sacred medicines, right? We need to be able to open our heart. We need to be able to be compassionate, to be to be truthful, to let love, to so everywhere that we've felt guarded, protected, that we've maybe shut down in some way, we're being invited to open the heart. The heart, of course, is the bridge between the upper and lower energy systems. The heart is the doorway to the soul. It is our way of expressing what is the soul's truth into the world. So in order to really to open that heart, I want to invite you to the thymus. And again, level 2 people, you understand and know the thymus energy center. But we can look at it just simply within what is the high heart. So here, if you're finding difficulty expressing, if you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, if you're feeling like your whole system is a buzz, I want to invite you just to tap on your gently on the thymus gland. And I've shared this before on our lives. It's a great way to settle the nervous system. It's a great way to allow to support the body, to allow any energies that feel like they are maybe moving too quickly, or maybe you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, or the energies are creating tension or anything in your body. Maybe they feel like they're stuck, or they're slowed down. This is a great way to open up all of the energy centers, a great way to create energetic flow, and again eliminate what are some of the symptomatic experiences. Now when we're doing with the high heart, it works on the mind, because the mind is going to be a little bit of a fool through this energy. It's going to try to convince you that it's not possible, that you're not good enough. All of those belief systems are going to start to come up. And so, again, great time to be healing belief systems. Clean them up, get them out of the way so that you're able to manifest the things that you're looking to manifest. This is also, again, going to help to stimulate and activate all of the other energy centers, which is also going to help for greater ease and flow and connection to the non-physical world. So everything is connected. Everything serves a purpose, and everything can help to create more of a stimulation and of the harmonic energies between the physical and the non-physical world. And so this energy this week is really, really helping us. It's like I said, such a big positive shift. It's like everything inside of us is waking up, and everything is being amplified, and everything, the invitations are, here and helping us to clear out and to be on point, and encouraging us to really follow through, to remember our light, our power and authority over our lives, and really, of course, being considerate. That's crucial, that we're pausing, we're taking a check-in at the heart, that we're making sure that our actions are heart-centered and not from the ego, right? We want to make sure, but it really is allowing for a deep, deep connection to the non-physical realms, and a deep, deep opportunity for us to really evolve, or really expand upon our own possibilities within our life. Of course, as we move into, we have an eclipse coming up. Of course, I'm sure you guys, we're moving into eclipse season 2. So the doorway opens this weekend as well. So we have the super new moon, and then the eclipse doorway opens. It's not eclipse yet, but the eclipse season is open and it's beginning, which means that it's time for us to act. It's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to not just consider how we want to be living and being and doing in our life, but it really is helping us to say, what is it that we're looking in terms of creating for our lives, in terms of how are we called to serve, what are the things that we're wanting to explore and to express into our lives. So many aspects of our life are going to be faced, or we'll be invited to face over this next 2 weeks before the eclipse. This is a really, really beautiful time to really become concise and specific in terms of the intentions. Of course, we want to make sure we're doing that. We want to make sure we're doing our personal work. We want to be, as I said, we want to be healing through those beliefs. We want to be changing what is existing within the subconscious world, so that the paradigms and what it is that we're experiencing and inviting into our world through law of attraction is in sync with our heart's greatest desires. We want to make sure that we are again doing that personal work, that wounding, the things that need to happen, everything. Eclipses bring everything to us. It's an upward spiral of energy that is really getting us to uh, move out of our old habits, move out of our old ways of thinking, move out of being powerless or inauthentic in our lives, and moving us into being more in our power and more expressed in our authenticity. So it's really helping us to kind of clean out. So we need to look at, what are the themes in our life? What are the things right now? What are the things that we need to address? What are the things that we need to heal? And so that we can be prepared. And if we can, it's going to be eclipse season will be so much easier. It'll be so much easier. But if we're not doing the work, it might slam us because there are a plethora of energies that are coming together and that are moving us forward. And so there's a big, I would say, we have a big release happening this weekend, and then we move into this time where in order for us within the new energies to live within new empowered ways of living and expressing, we also need to, it's this progressive energy is really inviting us to uh, you know uh, clear out anything that's been holding us back, to release. It's like we've learned, we have the wisdom, we've got the lesson. It's time to move out of those old habits and those old problematic ways of living our life, because now we have a greater awareness, and with greater awareness comes greater ability to choose, and we're at a choice point, and so we need to make some really big changes, which means that because the invitation is for us to get out of the old habits, which means know that this week you might have some old habits, some old things that you were doing before show up, that the old self is almost making a little bit of noise through this next week, which again can fall into the not good enough scenarios, the doubts, the insecurities, whatever the personal challenges for you in terms of your spiritual communication, in terms of the good work that you're called to do in this lifetime. Those that little one inside maybe maybe a little loud this coming week. Old habits. So again, maybe it can be in terms of mindset, it can be in some of the things, that the habits um just wasting time, where we can fall into like, my life doesn't have no meaning, and I'm just going to sit here and be a lump on the log, and I don't feel like doing anything, so I'm not going to, right? We're going to be trying to, the ego, almost like this phase of like giving into the lower aspects of self. And so the invitation is to rise to the higher self, rise to the higher self, rise to the higher self. So it's really, really important that we are aware of it this week, because again, rising to the higher self raises our vibration. In raising our vibration, it becomes easier for us to connect with the non-physical world, to hear the guidance, to explore, the next steps in terms of our what we're looking to bring into light, and bring it, and I say bring into light, but they're saying, well, they say bring it to light. What they're saying is to manifest, bring it to light, make it into form. And so really, just so you might feel stilted in this energy, but again, it's everything. It's like, whoa, come back to your spiritual practices, back to your connection, doing things. It's like mind over matter, like what the matters are here. Don't let your mind get derailed. Take the higher mind in order to move forward and through. And again, be your cheerleader. Do the work that, work your light, run your energy field, do what you can in order to help to ease you through not just this super moon, but the week to come, because again, the eclipse doorway has opened up and radical change is on us. And so how we approach this is going to be such an important step forward. So again, anything we can do to take care of ourselves, everything we can do to love ourselves more, anything we can do to nurture our relationship with ourselves is going to nurture the relationship with the non-physical world. So just know that the universe is doing everything it possibly can in order to support our greatest endeavors. The universe always provides for our needs. Everything that's happening is allowing us to create a life of more balance and more meaning. And the invitations, of course, to go within and listen, listen and be and utilize your superpowers as mediums to really not only seek the healing that you require, but in order to receive the messages and to have the clarity in terms of how it is that you are being called to serve. So, so much love. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye bye for now.